higher number of summonses from the 1st of September to today. We have a lot of agenda items to deal with this morning, and I believe the responses are positive, meaning that you have been prepared in light of what we have required for the Commission of Inquiry. Nevertheless, sometimes there are pressing commitments that can derail the focus. Sometimes we face. But the reality must be drawn in that we know what we are actually doing and how we focus to. We have the celebration of our independence coming up next week, and I don't see any representation from that date, and therefore this is probably the right time that we get on with the business of this inquiry and to ensure that what is required of us must be done together in a very collective way in order to meet the objective that we need to proceed with. As this is the 42nd day of hearing, and I welcome you all again this morning. But without further ado, before I proceed on with all those details of the agenda item this morning, Council will take us through.
Thank you, Commissioner and Chairman Mr. Tolik. By way, for the record, my name is Kipa Inishilam, Council Assistant. I'd also like to inform the Commission of the non-attendance or unavailability of Mr. Guerrero, as he had an urgent matter to attend at the Supreme Court this morning. Commissioner, as you can see, we have a full list this morning. At the outset, I'd like to inform the Commission that mostly we will be asking for extensions, the reasons for which I will state soon. At the moment, I note the presence of legal counsel for two of the witnesses. So firstly, Commissioner, if I could mention item number 1 on the list, which is summons number 21, which was issued to the Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. James Marape. Yes, and Council representing Mr. Marape is here, so I'd like to invite Council to attend at the bar table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If it please the Commission, Council's name is Kilue, initial J for Jack. I enter appearance on behalf of the Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape, in relation to summons number 21, item number 1 on the list, today's list.
Yes.
Since the last hearing, we yet to confirm the availability of the Prime Minister. However, the Prime Minister said, as much as he would like to see the Commission complete its inquiry, he said it's a matter of national interest and the public need to know the transactions, legality of the transactions behind the selling and purchase of the Motukea Wharf. By saying that, he said he's happy to assist the Commission with the relevant statements and documents in relation to the questions raised in the schedule attached to the summons. However, he said that he is not able to complete the statement in time, so he requests for an extension of date to the next hearing date. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
May I be excused?
Commissioner, we have no objections to the extension sought. The next date we propose for the Commission to return is the 22nd of September 2022, which is 2 weeks from today, given the Independence break and the celebrations next week. Taking account of that, Commissioner, we would ask for direction for summons number 21 to be further extended to the 22nd of September 2022 at 10 a.m. for mention. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Council. Thank you for providing the reasons this morning. I believe that the Prime Minister has some very important things to do for the country, and therefore, given that he needs time to complete his statement, which is reasonable. And therefore, as Commissioner, in considering that, directs that summons number 21, dated 17th of March 2022, issued to Prime Minister Honorable James Marape, is now further extended to Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022 at 10 a.m. for mention. Dated this 8th day of September 2022 and authorized by the Commission. Thank you, Council.
Be excused.
You may be excused from the bastion. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. The next item I'd like to mention is item number 6 on the list. Item number 6 on the list is summons number 9, which was issued to the Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa. Counsel representing Dr. Kwa is present this morning, so I'd like to invite her to attend at the bar table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioner and Chairman. For the records, my name is Lillian, Lillian, IPU, IPU. Yeah. Currently representing Dr. Kwa for item number 6.
Yes.
Commissioner, in relation to this matter, we've already managed to prepare all relevant documentation for the resubmission of the relevant report for NEC's recommendation. We just had our minister who settled in this week, so we're ready to brief him by the end of this week to have that matter ready to be tabled in NEC. So we'd like to seek leave if we could extend this matter to the next hearing so that we can hopefully give you a decision from the NEC in terms of the report that will be tabled. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm aware of that and the reasons that you have provided, and therefore give reasons that you need that extension. And therefore, in consideration to that, the Commission directs that summons number 9, dated 27 January 2022, issued to Attorney General Dr. Eric Kwa, is now further extended to Thursday, not sure it's Thursday or the Tuesday, the 28th of September, Council.
It's Thursday, the 22nd of September.
22nd.
That's the next proposed date.
Thank you. Thank you for the correction. Yes, it's extended to Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022 at 10 a.m. for mention. Dated this 8th day of September 2022 and authorized by the Commission. But bear in mind that the 2 weeks period gives a lot of time that you can complete what you have to be submitted. The reason is that it will help this Commission to tidy up the loose end and get on with the business of achieving its objective. And that's what we're trying to do, get us all involved, and we complete this. That's the reason why I urgently request for participation in getting us through to achieve this Commission of Inquiry. Time is not on our side every time. And the more we delay things, it will caught up on us at the end. But thank you for the reasons that you have provided. You have been given 2 weeks, and I'm sure that when you return back on the 22nd, we'll go through with this. Thank you. You can be excused from the bus. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd like to mention one more matter. That is item number 4 on the list. Item number 4 is in relation to summons number 7.
Yes.
Summons 7 was issued to the acting secretary for the Department of Treasury. Ms. Kewa is here. She can formally enter her appearance.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioner.
Good morning.
For the record, I'm Ms. Kewa. I appear on behalf of Acting Secretary for Department of Treasury. Commissioner, I was away for Monday to Wednesday, yesterday, because I was sick, so I wasn't able to communicate with the Acting Secretary's office for this matter, so I would kindly request an extension.
You're asking for further extension?
Yes.
Okay. Given the reason that you have just given, I'm aware of the time factors that draws in between. And as Commissioner, I'm also mindful of that. And I know that, as I've just said a short while ago, we need to work together and assist this Commission to achieve its objective. And by doing that, it needs a lot of support from your end, in which you are represented by. And therefore, given the circumstances and the reasons that you have provided. The Commission directs that summons number 7, dated 8 January 2022, issued to Acting Secretary, Department of Treasury, Mr. Andrew Oake, is now further extended to Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022 at 10 a.m. for mention. Dated is 8th day of September 2022 and authorized by the Commission. Thank you for the representation this morning, and you can be excused from the Boston. Thank you.
Places. Commissioner, now, in relation to the balance of the matters, that is, except for the matters or the agenda items that have been mentioned, Commissioner, I will ask for a blanket direction. In the interests of time, I will ask for a blanket direction to be issued for the extension of the balance of the matters, that is, matters or agenda items number 2, 3, items number 5, items number 7, right through to '46. So those are, let me repeat. Agenda items number 2, 3, 5, and 7 to 46 be extended to the same date. That is the 22nd of September 2022 at 10 a.m. Now, Commissioner, as you may recall, at our previous hearings, we did mention that we were, or we are still in the process of trying to serve the new summonses, that is summons number 22 and onwards. As at this stage, as you will note, most of those summonses are issued to persons of interest who used to hold positions in office, but are no longer in occupation of those relevant positions or offices. So we are experiencing quite some difficulty in locating them for purposes of serving the summons. We will continue to try to effect personal service. However, we intend to apply for directions for service of the summons to be served through means other than by way of personal service. Should we find in the next week or two personal service to be difficult, if not impossible. So that is the position or the dilemma that we're in relation to summons number 22 to summonses number 46. Also, Commissioner, you will agree with me that this is the stage where we try to get statements done for the witnesses who we think are relevant witnesses in relation to the amended terms of references. And for most of the summonses ranging from summons number 1 to 21, that is the situation, Commissioner. And it's a matter of getting the statements to be settled, as I mentioned in our previous hearings. It's a matter of getting the statements to be settled and having them filed accordingly. So that is the status of the situation with generally with the summonses, with the summons that are outstanding, Commissioner. So if a direction could be given in the terms that I've conveyed to the Commission for extension to the 22nd as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Counsel. There can be a lot of factors that can determine the position of how we are traveling in light of this inquiry. But let alone the fact that, as I always mention earlier on, is the human tendency. And once something slips off the minds of people, there is certainty that people will soon lose to forget. I have this inquiry that is going on its timeline. And its timeline, they are very crucial. And we have phases that we are going through in achieving some of those things. And if there are going to be a further delay, that does not necessitate the reality of what we are doing, then sooner or later it becomes like a bottleneck. I do not perceive that such situation can come in this situation. We are professional people at our own rights, and we know the duties that is unfolding before us. And therefore, it is crucial, in a sense. I like to illustrate two words that I normally say. One is compliance, and the other side of it is adherence. They determine a lot of facts when it comes to the concluding part of any projects or such, in this case, the inquiry. But given the magnitude of such situation, I'm fully aware of what is going on and what is required of us. And therefore, like our counsel has alluded in this situation, there is this 2 weeks break in between, which will come to the 22nd of September 2022. Let alone the fact that the whole next week is Independent Week, and the focus of a lot of our people will be on the celebration, and therefore we leave that one out. But I want to make a solemn appeal to those key witnesses and those that have been served. This is our country, and if we have pride in our country, and we need to get things straight in the way we do it, and I believe there will be commitment shown in this regard. I cannot be sitting here as commissioner for the next 1 year because I have a task to do and I have to complete within the framework of time. And therefore, with that, as our council has suggested, apart from those that have been represented this morning, which have been given direction, and similarly for items number 1 to 21, 2, 3, 5, 7, and then to 46 on record. I have given a blanket direction this morning that all of these summonses are returnable on the 22nd of September 2022, and that is on Thursday. There will be a lot of time available for our key witnesses to organize themselves, but not only organize. The thrust of this Commission of Inquiry is that you have to be passionate about what you're doing, and that is to get it right. That is my position. This is my inquiry, and I want it to be done in that way. And therefore, I appeal to all of you to be supportive of this so that we get this through with this. This is a public welfare of this Commission of Inquiry, and we need to get on with it. So in that regard, all those summonses, Council, are now further extended to Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022. Dated is 8th day of September 2022 and authorized by the Commission. That's the blanket approval that the Commission directs. Thank you, Council.
As the Commission pleases. Commissioner, those are all the matters for today's purposes, or today's hearing. And just by way of closing, if I could just mention that, as I did in the last hearing, we are still open, or we are inviting the public or persons of interest to file applications to join as a party to the hearing, or to be heard in this inquiry if they consider necessary. As at the moment, we have received only one application from No Gaigo, which was filed yesterday. We will seek to have that listed for mention next week, if not later. Also, I'd like to mention that there is a ruling that's ready to be delivered next week as well, in relation to the application by Kennedy Kevin on behalf of the Naurina clan of Tatana village. That's leave application number 5, which is ready for delivery. We'll have to have that listed next week. And I mention this because we are having difficulty getting in touch with Mr. Kennedy Kevin and all his landowner members. So if the information could be passed on or conveyed to Mr. Kevin and his landowner group, that the leave application number 5, the decision in relation to that application will be handed down, or is listed for handing down on Thursday the 22nd of September 2022 as well. Commissioner, those are my closing remarks. Subject to any further remarks or comments by the Commission, I would kindly request that the proceedings be adjourned to the next hearing date. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Council. Yes, in alluding to that, those fresh application that the lawyer was referring to, you have exactly about 14 days for the sake of for the benefit of the clan that is being represented by on the application number 5. Your councils have to ensure that they work together with the Council of the Commission of Inquiry to get this thing ready when we return back on the 22nd, which is Thursday, on the 22nd of September 2022. Other than that, I know that in the coming week, we will be very busy on a lot of things. But I'd like to, on behalf of the Motukea Commission of Inquiry, the independence celebration is coming up, and I'd like to say that you can celebrate together with your families and enjoy the celebration and look after yourself. Avoid any problem that may come your way. And I should see you all again when we return back on the 22nd of September. For this, I don't have any other thing to say, to go on with, associate. You can now adjourn all the matters to the 22nd, which is Thursday, September 22. Thank you.